What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Like I said in the end of the last video, I am on my way to go to Andy's. We're hopped in the truck right now, so we're gonna first head to the gas station because I am on E, and then we're gonna head that way. So I'll see you guys over there. Them Sheets gas prices. Oof. Owie. That sucks. Guys, we just made it. It's a wild throaty yodi. Oh God, bud. What did you do to it? It's covered in jet.
I told you, bud.
Oh my God.
That's what happens when it sits in a 50-year-old garage all summer.
On this episode of Planet Stang, we found a barn find.
Pretty much.
Frickin' barn find, bud.
I'll tell you one thing, bud. This barn find has a new battery in it, so it runs like a dream.
Does it?
It does. It fires right up, man.
It's even worse under here. You got freaking spiders living in this thing, bud.
I know, bud.
Ah. What do you have to say for yourself?
Don't judge me. I live a half an hour that way. So, shit happens, man. Shit happens.
Oh, well. Well, what are we doing today?
Wotbox.
Oh, buddy.
You guys remember this was from... When did we show them this? Wasn't it when in one of the blower videos?
God, that was forever ago.
I think it was
We
one
put
of the
that blower on years ago now, wasn't
It's
it?
the intake video.
Uh,
That's what it was, because we were unboxing the intake.
gotcha.
I remember, because we were standing right there.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy we built this freaking thing in this garage?
Right.
Like right here.
Literally, right there.
Piss coolant and all sorts of shit all over the floor.
I wonder if we still have the coolant mark. Where wasn't it over here more?
Probably.
I can't remember. No, it's right there. Right in front of that, like, little chip in the concrete.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there.
Wow.
It's still right where we left it.
Well, this should be fun. Hopefully we can not immobilize your car. That would be great.
That would be fantastic. I mean, it has been immobilized all summer, so it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's.
I mean, you couldn't tell. This thing looks just like you rolled it off the showroom, practically.
Maybe at like the world's shittiest dealership.
Oh, well. Well, we're going to try to gather some stuff together, and then we're going to get started on this.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. We got a little bit of an update here for you. As you see, we got it jacked up. So in order to get this Wotbox into here, basically, you're going to drop your glove box down, and there's going to be a grommet that runs through.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it.
So you're gonna have to jack it up, take your wheel off, and you're gonna take this cover off, and right behind there is gonna be where that nipple is. You're gonna cut that nipple and you can run the wires through, and then there'll be a hole right behind there that will lead you into here. So that's what we're about to do. All right, guys, so as you can see, oh my God, be quiet. So as you can see, we got the fender liner off just enough, and this is what I was talking about. So you see, you got this nipple here that we're gonna have to cut off with this here X-Acto knife, and then you got this hole that goes up inside the engine bay. So we're gonna cut that off like so. You should just be able to pull the rest of it off. Boom. Now we have entrance into the car. Shut up, Andy. Okay. This is a family channel. No, it's not. We swear all the time. But but yeah. So now we're gonna take our harness from the inside and put all the holes through that hole, or the wires through that hole, and then we will get back with you then.
You guys want to see something sexy?
Oh, buddy, what's that? Is that a smaller one?
It's the bigger one. It's the stock one.
Oh, that's not sexy.
But
the one that's on there is
You
sexy.
know what's smart though? Remember we kept trying to figure out how much to tighten it?
Yeah.
I wrote on there how much we tightened it to.
Oh, nice.
See? Smart.
All right, guys, as you can see, we got our wires running up through that grommet, which is the nipple we just cut off on the opposite side. Shut up, Andy. And then you can see it coming out right there. And we got plenty of wire to work with. So now we got to run these wires through that hole right in there,
They're coming up through the battery.
And then it should, if I remember right, come up through here.
Oh, okay.
So we could run that
Right
under
behind the fuse box.
We could run
and
it
right
under
over.
the fuse box and get down to wherever we need to do it. So we're gonna go ahead and get to the next point, and then we'll bring it right back on. All right, guys, as you can see, it's kind of loosey-goosey right now, but we got that going through there, going into there. But the wires are coming through right there. You might be able to see that. And then it's running around, following that harness up, and then goes on this side of the fuse panel up in here, and then goes through there, and we got it right here. So now we're good to wire it up to the PCM and any other connections we need to do. So, what do you say, Andy?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. But we're gonna...
Mustang Week 2K22.
Well, it's not Mustang Week no more. It's Mustang Fest, but...
Same shit.
Same shit. But anyway, we're gonna get this thing...
We're still saying it.
Yeah.
We're still saying it.
We're gonna figure out where the heck we're supposed to hook all this stuff up to, and then we'll bring you guys back on. All right, Andy, tell them about what we just got done.
Red Bull. So, we got all the wires up here, and we got them labeled now. So, we did this just for our sakes. We're not fighting with it later. So, this goes to the bottom ECU connector, along with this one, and it goes to the blue and white wire. That's for the blue wire. I believe that one's for the clutch.
Yep.
This one goes to the green and violet on the bottom ECU connector. And then we have these two guys, or just this guy, sorry, that's the top ECU connector, and it goes to the yellow and violet wire, top ECU connector. And then these two go to, I think it's the ignition coil.
Yes.
Wire was what it said. It's this purple guy right up here.
Right there.
And the sketchy thing is we actually have to cut that back a little bit, and we have to cut that in half.
Basically, we're gonna take this tape off further back. We're gonna cut this purple wire, give us enough room to connect one side of one of these wires to this side going to the fuse box, and then the opposite side is gonna go to another wire going away.
Yep. And that's why we put, this is for the purple wire, and this is away from the fuse going towards the ECU, and this is going to the fuse box. So the side closer to the connector.
Purple wire on both of those.
Yep.
Just one's going towards the fuse and one's going away from the fuse box. So.
And then after that, I believe the only thing we really have to do is do the ground wire on the inside, which we can show them kind of what we're working with a little bit. So we have everything routed through. Did you already show them where the nipple was?
Yes.
Okay. So we have everything routed through. So then we just have to do the ground wire, which obviously is always black. We can route that right up underneath here by the fuses and just ground it. And then we got to fish these. We're going to drop the glove box one more time in order to feed all these through. We put it back up. We'll drop it one more time, feed this up behind the glove box, route it into the glove box, connect the Wotbox, reconnect the battery, maybe have to plug the Wotbox into the computer. We're not 100% certain. And she should be up and running.
Cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and
now we
start
do the fun part.
Getting this stuff wired, and then we'll bring you guys right back on. All right, guys, we got the bottom connector all taken care of, which is for the clutch, which will be pin 8, and then we have the other one for
the blue and white,
pin
white
60,
pin
right? 60, yeah. And the first one was, what was it, green and violet?
Yeah, green and violet, and you said that one was
pin 8.
Or no, what was it for? Because one of them was for throttle position.
Pin 8 was for
clutch.
And then pin 60 is for the accelerator pedal position. And since I work at a Ford dealer, I can pull up the workshop. So if you take a look here, we got pin 60 right there. And if we scroll down, you can see pin 60 accelerator pedal position. And you scroll up, pin 8 clutch pedal position. So we know we are right. So now what Andy is doing, we already got them wired in, so that's everything we have to do for the bottom PCM connector. Next we'll do the top, but he's just taping that up. It came with this dumb little fucking cover, and it was a bitch and a half to get off. And every video that we tried to look at to figure out how to get it off, nobody has these on their car. It just comes without it, but his, for whatever reason, has it. So what do we say to this? We say, yay, fuck you.
Fuck you, Ford.
we're gonna tape it up and call her good. But
I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way though. Just rip off single pieces because I have no room to move down here.
So now, like I said, he's taping that up, and then once we get that taped up, we're gonna plug that back into the PCM, disconnect the top connector, and then we'll get our last 3 wires.
Yeah, because then all we have is the ground. Which
well, I guess technically for that one, the upper connector for the PCM is just this one.
Yep.
Or is it this one?
No, it's
this
the
one.
yellow.
It's the yellow one. So the yellow one's going to go to the top connector, and then, like we were saying earlier, we're going to get that other one for the ignition and all that. So looks like we're making some sort of headway now. We just got the Jesus Saurus Rex scared the crap out of us. By God, because it is raining, and we had that door more open than it is right now, and we both audibly like yelped and jumped at the same time, and it scared the crap out of us.
There was a nice.
It was really close. Like
fat clap of
it had to have been a close lightning strike because it was loud. But yeah,
it was from a Jesus Saurus Rex.
But we're gonna go ahead and get to the next point. We'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so while he's doing that, we're gonna do our old tradition here.
Stay away from my balls. I'm done.
Alright guys, try to ignore the rain. It's coming down kind of harder now, but we got this last wire for the upper PCM connector. Andy is taping it up as well. This one was for pin 70. As you can see, pin 70 right there. It's on the top, right next to this big block guy, right down there. Holy hell, it's getting spicy. Then we go down here, pin 70, crankshaft position, which is what that wire, that yellow wire is for. So, we know we got it wired properly. So now, like I said, he's taping that up. Then we'll be good to plug her back in. We'll pull up the slack because obviously we're not going to leave all these wires just hanging in here.
What we're gonna do is once we get everything connected, as you can see down here, at least I think you guys might be able to. Let me hit it with a little bit of light. We still have a good 1.5 feet of slack. So what we're gonna do is just pull all of that slack to the inside, and then we can just have it hidden behind the glove box, and that way if we need to pull the Wotbox out for some reason and we need a little bit of extra room,
we'll have it.
There's no point in cutting them because, like I told Nick, it's a lot easier to just wind it up and zip tie it and put it in the glove box than it is to add wire later on down the road if we need to for some reason. So we're gonna try to play it smart and just, you know, try to conserve as much of it as possible. Get ready for it.
It's coming. Oh. But he got that all taped up, so now I just got to connect this back to the PCM. Then we're going to pull the slack into the car, and then we're going to hook up our ground.
Well, we need to do,
and then we also have these two. Like we were saying, we got to cut that. And
these should be pretty quick because we have a bunch of access up here, whereas
yeah,
these
it's very
guys,
nice having access for a change.
Right, these guys we had to kind of fight with, but we ended up taking the I don't know what you call it, splash shield off of here, or the shield, and it gave us extra
this whole bit of room so we could fit 2 hands in. And
right, so that made it a little bit easier, but still not a whole lot of room to work with. It'd be better if we were able to actually kind of get the wires up here to work with
that would have been way easier, but
because these connectors are so hefty too that you can see just by doing this, you can't really like
contort,
like manipulate it at all. It's just how it is, and that's good in you know, a car sense, but makes it hard to work on. So but I think we're gonna button this upper harness back up, and then we're probably gonna take a little food break, and then we'll come back and do that. So for us it might be a half an hour. For you guys it'll be what, 2 seconds?
If
even. It'll be a transition. But yeah, not much more to go. We got to do these, do the ground, pull the slack in, hook up the Wotbox to the computer, flip a couple settings, and then we should be good to fire it up and give it a try.
Yeah.
So we're not far off.
That's so weird. All right, guys. Well, we got these wired in. Andy's trying to clean it up to make it look as nice-ish as possible. I mean, it's not going to be perfect considering you're changing more things from factory to this. So, but we got everything wired in to the best of our abilities. But only thing we have left is that ground, like he was just telling you about, inside the car. And then we're gonna hook up the Wotbox to the computer and try to set it up, and then we should be good to make some pops and bangs. What do you think?
I think we should be good to test her.
Yeah. So we're gonna finish this up front, and then we will put you guys back on once we get the thing updated. All right, guys, we got her all cleaned up, as you can see up here. Again, it's not gonna be perfect. That's not what we're going for. This is a very modified car, by the way, so. But Andy's down there getting the ground connection hooked up.
Trying to.
But after we do that, really all we have left to do is hook it up with the computer. We got to change the TPS threshold, and then we'll be good, I believe. All right, guys, as you can see, we got it all cleaned up in here. If you can see that, we got the ground connected up in there, and it's probably hard to see, but we got all the wires cleaned up out of the way, so you can't see them when you're standing right here, I suppose. But got it back on the ground, wheel back on and torqued. I'll pick up his razor blade.
Catch.
But everything's all back together up here. This thing seems so much lower to the ground now because we had it jacked up.
Oh, I know.
But all we gotta do is throw the battery back on.
Yeah, connect the battery, and then we'll grab the laptop and run, actually plug the Wotbox in, and then we'll give her some tests.
Yeah.
We're getting pretty close.
So we're gonna go ahead and hook up this battery real quick and then try to get this thing updated. Like we were saying, you have to update that the TPS threshold.
Yeah, TPS threshold.
And then, because apparently on the S550s it's different than on the S197, so you have to update that threshold.
Yeah, it's
1.71,
yeah. And I think on when you first plug it in,
it was like
it's
2.3
or something.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get it hooked up to the laptop, and then we'll basically just test it and hope to God everything's right.
Yeah.
All right, well, all we got left to do is hook up the battery, so hopefully it doesn't explode. All right, guys, we're gonna go for the first test. So if we turn the key on, it should light up.
Let's just say a prayer real quick. All right, it's gonna work. Ready?
Come on.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah.
Hey! Nice. We kind of know what we're doing.
GT3
You got a GT3 Chitty in here. Apparently it's a GT3 Chitty, but it's a GT. That's weird.
Huh.
That's real weird.
Coyote supercharged. Huh.
What the heck?
Uh-oh, you know it's real race car, boys.
Oh, he's got a GoPro.
That's loose as shit.
He's got a GoPro mount. Well, it's probably because it's been in there since the last time we drove this thing. Like Myrtle. Just shatters your window. All right, well, now that we've tested that it is turning on, we're going to hook it up to the computer and basically set everything we need to set. So, all right, guys, we got an update for you, and we figured we would help you out tremendously because we've been fighting trying to get this crap figured out.
Yeah, and we downloaded the wrong one.
Yeah.
So we're going to show you how not to do it. at first.
The reason we messed it up though is because we looked it up on the internet and it was basically a link instead of going directly to their website, and the link took us to the wrong download software. So I'm going to pass this off to Andy.
And we're going to show you what to do.
So basically, you're going to go to n2mb.com.
And it's going to pull up this.
So if you would have done this, we wouldn't have messed it up. We would have been like, oh, duh, it's right here.
Because if you look, they have options. So they have Wotbox,
nitrous
box,
boost box, code scrubber. But where we messed up,
we had boost box.
We had boost box. And the second time we came, we're like, oh, look, instruction software, we're good. And just ignored the boost box part.
Because if you look at their website too, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but it has boost box, instruction software, code scrubber, contact us, disclaimer, nitrous, so the nitrous box, and then Wotbox is all the way down here.
Yeah.
So when you see software, the first thing you see is this. So
and you're like, oh, okay, here we go.
But you click on Wotbox.
Ignore that. My computer's trying to kill itself. And you're gonna scroll down to here.
And that's where you download.
You click on Wotbox software, and then it'll give you a step-by-step instruction on how to get there. Hush. Dang you. So we're good there. And then once you get the software downloaded, you will get to this screen.
You want me to read this part?
Sure.
Okay. So what you're going to want to do, we had to fight with some of these settings because once again, we had no idea really what we were doing. But there's going to be like 4 or 5 things you're going to want to change. Number 1, under the launch control box, which is up here in the upper left, you're going to set your RPM. I think when we first got in here, it was what, like 4,000?
So we lowered it down just because we're testing and we don't want to rev it up to the moon.
Right.
So
you're going to want to change that, which you can set it to whatever you need to. The TPS threshold, you're going to set at 171. Over here to the no lift shift, it's going to already be checked, enabled, and auto. You're going to set the TPS threshold to 190. Under the global settings, which is the second box down on the left, you're going to want to change the RPM source to Ford-CKP. There's a few options under there. It's pretty obvious if you have a Mustang which one you choose. And then you're going to want to click the clutch inverted button. The best way to tell, if you want to hold the camera, we'll show them what that means. So when you turn the car on, if you want to close the laptop, so with the clutch inverted and everything set, right now I'm going to push the gas pedal all the way to the floor, and you should, if everything's functioning correctly, see this start blinking like crazy. And then I'm going to mash the clutch all the way to the floor, and you'll see it stop blinking for a split second. So working, clutch. Working, clutch. Clutch.
And basically, if you see that, you know you're good. Now, what I forgot to mention is when you first open this, you're going to want to hit read just so it can get all the basic information that is currently in it, which all this will be off. And then it'll probably come up with a message saying that it's not to the latest firmware.
Right.
And basically, if it doesn't give you an option for it to do it automatically like it did for us, get out of here. You're going to go to options and then firmware recovery.
It might say firmware update too,
as well.
if yours isn't up to date.
Yeah.
But you're going to want to look at this bottom white bubble. This is where it's going to tell you everything. So once you hit read, it's not going to have a pop-up message that says everything's good. It's going to be right down here, and it'll say your Wotbox is connected and good to update. Once you update everything after you read it, even when that message came up, we still read it one more time just to be safe. Once you have everything updated, you have to make sure you hit right.
Because if you hit read, it'll reset it back to where it was originally, and you'll have to type everything back in. Don't ask me how I know that.
How many times? Once you hit right, that's when it'll transfer everything to your Wotbox.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically just an easy rundown for how to program it. So, I think we're good for a test. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the computer.
Fire this bad boy up, let her get warm.
And like we said, it's only at 2,500 RPM, but again, we're testing it. So as long as it doesn't blow up, you'll see the sucker spitting flames in a minute.
And we're gonna set you guys right back here so you have a good ass view. Ha, get it? Good ass view.
Oh my God. But we're gonna go ahead and set you back there like he was just saying, and then we're gonna give her a rip. So, and Graham asked the neighbors and they said they're fine with here in America tonight. So I guess we're good to go.
We're not going anywhere else.
We're good to go. So
let's do it.
We will see you in a sec. First start, let's see what you do.
Here we go, ladies and gents.
Bye-bye. That is ridiculous. Oh my good God. What do you think, bud?
Oh, dude, that shit is fucking banging. N2MB Wotbox for the win.
We're definitely gonna put one of these on my car. Stay tuned. All right, guys, but that's basically it.
Holy shit, dude.
It was a lot of fun.
Oh my God, so worth it. And you know what, guys? As you remember, we've been putting this off for what, 2 years?
Yeah.
At least.
Because we didn't take the cars last year to Mustang Week.
Well, because remember, I bought the one used from that one dude on Instagram, and then I ended up selling it, and then I ended up buying this one when we went to put on the intake.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So this is my second one, but it's the first one we've installed.
Yeah.
We've been putting it off for 2 years, guys.
We sure have.
Just like my front fascia. It's been sitting there for 3.
Yeah, that'll be a separate video, but
we're not going to spoil anything.
But I'll let you look at that, and if you recognize anything, you recognize something. But he's definitely got me convinced. I was using this as a guinea pig situation, so I know how to install it, so maybe I might put one on my car. We'll see.
You're going to.
Yeah, I'm probably going to.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Who we kidding? You're going to.
That's too cool. But that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was some way helpful for you guys out there that have S550s and are trying to do the same thing.
Right, we can pass off the guinea pigness onto you guys and give you some
it was a pain in the butt for us, but it'll make it a breeze for you guys. So
we'll see you at the beach.
We'll see you at the beach, but that'll be it for the video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Peace.